should be live, just waiting for confirmation.
Let's see. Discord server didn't send out the ping yet. Let me check the YouTube channel.
Yeah, it says it's live on the YouTube, but wait for confirmation on the stream. We have one person watching, so I believe we are ready to go. It's 7 PM UK time.
Perfect.
Right,
Ping
and
just
we're
went out as well.
yeah, as we could tell by Ballboy's the first one to mention, like he's the commentator himself. Hello everyone, welcome to the Miami GP. As we are here this afternoon, hello and welcome. This is Michael F1 for F2 this evening, for FRL Live. Alongside me, it's not the Grumpy Socks, can't get me words out. The Grumpy Socks himself, I think he's depressed, I don't know. Hopefully he's still doing his homework. So I've got the one who was drunk in Monaco. You might have heard of him, called T-Hawk. Hello T-Hawk, how are you doing?
Two things. First, I wasn't drunk. Second, why are you so mean to Charlie all the time?
Because he's annoying. I'm not afraid to say that. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, right. But we've got you along here, so it's not too bad. You've got just water with you, which is even more good for us for commentating along. But yeah, here we are, the Miami Grand Prix, round 10. Obviously, the last time we were at Brazil, the last sprint weekend. Obviously, you attended that weekend, and it didn't really turn out for you that well, did it, T-Hawk, near the end there?
Actually, now that I remember, I think it's a good thing that we insulted Charlie, because he spun me out on the last corner, on the last lap, and ruined the top 5 finish for me. So
why do you think I'm bringing that up? Yeah, but here we are, 1 week later, because that's the past. This is the now in Miami for F2 this evening. We haven't got many drivers here this evening, unfortunately. I think there's only 16 drivers attending, 14 full drivers, 2 reserves, so it's not really what you call the greatest of grids, but it's better than 10 or 12 at the most. So it's an average race, and hopefully there'll be some average good racing heading towards the race itself. I believe the championship, it could be won this evening by the Red Bull driver of Uri. Obviously, he's ahead by 156 points, followed by YouTuber on 103. So if I'm not, my maths is not very good, but I think Uri needs to win. But obviously, he needs YouTuber to be at least third. That's the only mathematical thing that's going through my head right now. Any other opportunities, then let me know. But that's what it looks like at the minute. But it looks like a very dry qualifying going into the Miami Grand Prix, as we see the first driver going out, which is an AlphaTauri. And obviously, I think it's the second time we've been around here in FRL stands around Miami. And how did you feel around this track? I'm not sure. Have you driven around here in the league races before?
In FRL and TML. Remember in FRL I spun out early on, got driving damage, got lapped, and finished in P8. So, not the best of memories. But overall it's an interesting track. Obviously we know that in real life it is getting hyped up through the roof. Not sure if that's deserving that much hype, but overall I quite like Miami.
Very nice. As we see comments going on in the chat, hello and welcome. Mr. R, whatever his name is, but seems like he's a big fan of Humanoid, and make sure we get loads of screen time with him. He's in the pits right now, so it's quite impossible to give him screen time, so we have to cut back to him later. But I think the first car will be, coming across the line, will be Evil Zook, I believe, which he's on the medium set, which I still, to this day, I don't know why people do that. Because you are pretty much wasting your medium and hard tyres, basically, because you see Cassie on the hards further down the lap. But yeah, I'm really struggling to find out why they do this, because you're taking these tyres into the race, unless they're just doing it for a bank of time for themselves near the end of qualifying. But here we go. the first flying lap of Miami, and it's going to be by Evil on the mediums. Qualifying band suits me, going to be tough.
Going down to turn 1, Mississippi Apex by Country Mile. He told us not to spectate him because he said that he's very bad around this track, so obviously we'll stay on board with him throughout the entirety of the race.
Yeah, first time you're out, first time you're going to be watched on, so that's the game here. As he takes sector 1 pretty cautiously by the looks of it, staying out of the curbs apart from that one there, but that's okay because that's pretty much a flat surface. And it's all the way down to the little hairpins down the straight, pretty much like a little slalom here. Make sure you're careful during the race. You don't have a tank slap again out of people's slipstream heading down this corner, but it should be okay. It's Cassie the tyres.
Does he have a qualifying ban? Actually, I remember a bunch of F2 guys had a qualifying ban, so I'm just gonna look through those.
Yeah. Oh, whoa! As we see, Rattler taking a surprise, got a bit of, as we got the Aston Martin slogan on our screens right there. But it looks like it's a massive hit, pretty much where Charles Leclerc lady crashed in real life only a few weeks ago. But that is qualifying done for him. But let's go back to Evil Zeke. Coming up to the last corner now. Again, missed the apex of the last corner. I think it is very cautiously on this flying lap. Getting on the medium, so it won't be the ultimate times, but it's a 1:30.2. I think we can see drivers going much quicker than that, probably 3 seconds quicker. We see JB done a 28.6. Last time race winner, in fact, in Brazil. Hopefully he's calmed down for that. Michael Van Dingen's gone second, matching his time. And Leslie in fourth, and basically got shut down by all of them by Burrow, which we haven't seen him for a while in the McLaren, with a 28.5, 10th quicker, as Ballboy. Mill, as I like to call him, a Milky Way, because I just like pronouncing like that. But it gives him the lift. He's up in pole position right now. He feels he's a bit unlucky this season. He's had the pace, but he hasn't really had the results to go with it. As you see, Ballboy obviously in up to 5th, which he always a very question mark when he goes out this early. I think it's going to rain in qualifying, but surely
very
that's
possible.
not the. Yeah, it's very possible, but it's very less. It's like less of the case of getting rain around here by the looks of it. So we should have a very clear qualifying at least. Not sure about the rain itself, which can be a possibility.
Also just checking the qualifying bands, we got Scar, Cassidy, Ivo and Humanoid with qualifying bands. Ivo not racing tonight, Scar and Humanoid still in pits. Scar's going out now to check his setup.
Yeah, but you can do that. If you could just go in and out in qualifying, then just to confirm yourself, you can do that as long as you don't interrupt anyone else's flying lap, of course, and you don't put a time in yourself. So there's Cassidy and Scar retired in the pits. Obviously, VIP Gamer who's still in the pits. So, Mill is in fit. Is quite comfortably up pole, half a second clear of P2 by any chance, so that's really good from him. As Uri is coming in as well. Did you say Uri's got a qualifying band as well?
No.
Okay, so he's just come straight back in after his outlap.
Yeah, I saw that he didn't have a front wing. I think that might have something to do with it.
Possibly. Not good enough pace. I can't able to stick the wheel fast enough. Miss bad traction. I know the feeling. I like to join that club as well, Evil Zeke. But hopefully on the next year's game, in the new game, that should be all coming back to us, which we can't be suffering more enough on this game. But we still have to wait a little bit longer, so you have to put up with it very much. But don't forget, you are on the medium tires and everyone else is on the soft, so don't beat yourself too up. You should still go about a second quicker at least, as Michael Van Dingen is about to pretty much finish his laps coming across in the pits. So it's been quite a quick qualifying. Like, these guys getting their laps in good and early with 11 minutes to go.
I think Emi is doing 2 runs on one set of tires, because I'm pretty sure he's pushing right now after having done a cooldown lap.
See, This happened last week in Brazil. We've seen a couple of drivers doing their run. So, as he does a 360 in the middle sector. Good thing there's ghosting on, otherwise that would have been humanoid in the sideboard of the Williams. But yeah, we've seen this last week in Brazil. People doing like 3 or 4 runs just on the same sort of tires, soft tires, in fact, which you will have to carry into the race. So is that wise, or is that just, in other words, plainly stupid? Because you put
I mean, if he manages to get more laps out of one set of tires, he essentially saves one fresh set of softs. But of course, there's the danger on old tires to just spin out and crash into the barrier.
yeah,
And
because
that's not very good for qualifying efforts.
on last year's game, well, the 21 game, you could probably get like 10 laps out of these other soft tires. Around here, you can barely get 6 on a fresh set. So yeah, it's a bit strange that otherwise you have to do like a mega stint on on a soft tires, which hard tires, which I don't think they would even get to the end from the start around here.
It could be quite Sorry, I'm just watching the Monaco race on the background and I'm just watching the first lap. VIP is about to start his lap.
Yeah, I think he's the first one to start by looking at everyone else, and he is, so we can just stay on board with him. Heading down the turn 1. A little bit of looking up by here on the screen. Makes the apex really nicely though. And now it's pretty much a steady sector all the way down to the lower hairpin where all the boats are. And let's see what is the sector time around here. It's first flying lap, by the way. And it's a 30.4, which is the fastest of all, as it says on the mini map. So it's gone purple as 4, and he might get a slipstream from the Aston Martin there if he times it perfectly on the back straight.
That's too bad. Actually, you might get held up now through the Mickey Mouse section, as I call it.
Yeah, it is pretty much a Minnie Mouse, so pretty much a baby Mickey Mouse compared to Abu Dhabi back in the day.
Oh,
yeah. But he managed to jump those curbs pretty well. Hopefully he hasn't got any damage on the underfloor, because he was bouncing a lot. Aston Martin gets out of the way. He's gone purposeful in the middle sector. So we could see a new pole man for now. Could be the first man in the 127s. Nice clean track ahead of him. No traffic at all. Nice little rotation on the power. Get the car straighten up and go flower towards the finish. Hugs the inside line, and it's a 27.7. 3/10 quicker. Good lap. Could be pole as it stands.
His teammate has spun coming out of turn 7.
Oh, and that's a championship leader. Luckily, that's not the fastest lap, though. I don't think, because he's still on 100% battery.
Yeah, so just recharging. Hopefully he didn't kill his tires with that spin.
Yeah, because when you do a 360 on the soft tyres, they are pretty much worn out, and you probably won't get the performance of those tyres, even if you calm them down. So it's important to keep these tyres in very good conditions 100% of the time. And I think Ed Sachs will be the next person, unless Ballboy on a lap ahead of him. I believe he is. And Van Dungen is as well, so it'll be Van Dungen, Ballboy, and Ed Sachs will be the next cars to cross the line. But Van Dungen will be the first one off this train. Takes it very calmly around the Mickey Mouse section, not jumping over the curbs. And a nice rotation heading towards the back straight. It's all spin by, I think it was VIP. Yeah, it was VIP, and I think he's coming in this lap as well. So let's see what Van Dungen does. He goes 7/10 quicker than his personal best. Middle set at yellow flags. I think that's people just getting out of the way. But let's see what Van Dungen does. Little wiggle on the exit of the last corner. Heading towards the line. Could it be up there in the top 5? No, it's not. He stays where he is. Despite going 7/10 quicker in the middle sector.
Meanwhile, Yuri, first sector, I think about 1/10 down on his teammate.
As Zach comes in the pits. What about Ballboy though? He's coming in the pits as well. So it could be Uri next. And indeed it will be. And I think, would he get... Okay, I thought there was a car right in front of him. There's no, it's got a clean track between now and the finish line. And it's gone purple as well.
It
So
might
it's
be
all.
legitimate.
Yeah, it could be. You don't know. With some sectors, could be very glitchy. But we'll find out when he crosses the line. Got one last corner to go. There he goes off on the turn. And he
Oh!
retires. I was
He
on
lost it
board
out
with
of the
that.
last corner.
Yeah, I was on board with that, and he just turned left. I know that's where you're supposed to go, but he literally kept his steering locked to the left with no power into it. So I'm very concerned of that retirement. I'll let you be
Maybe,
the
I
judge.
can only imagine that was a controller disconnect, because I can't see why you would want to retire in
I mean,
qualifying when you're leading the championship, and you could win the championship today.
yeah, he definitely can, but now he's made it even worse for him. Actually, I've only just noticed his nearest rival's not even here, so he could definitely win it. But I
Wait, who's
think
his
he,
news over again?
YouTube, who's supposed to be in the Williams.
Well, in that case, I believe. I just gotta double check that right now.
There'll be 2 races after this one, and the gap is
53 points. You could only gain 52. So he's automatically won the championship as
he's
Yuri.
already he's won the
He's already
championship
won it.
before we. Okay, I think that's why.
Although, there's one man that could still catch him. Boy is 76 points behind. In those last 3 races, you can gain 78 points. So, essentially, Yuri would have to outscore Ballboy. Oh no, Ballboy would have to outscore Yuri by 76, 50, Ballboy would have to win today, basically, to keep his hopes alive, and Yuri could not finish in the points.
Okay, well that's your confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. Well, see, that's how far I'm away from FRL. I didn't realise the nearest championship rival was not even here, and Yuri is more than likely won the championship. Hopefully, he's not watching to put more pressure on himself, because out of everyone in the world, Ballboy is his nearest contender. I'm laughing because it's Ballboy. Because
But then again, it is Ballboy, you never know what he might be able to do.
hopefully he can use his curse button a little bit more now. Now he's been mentioned for the championship still. He's been very sensible with his battery all season long. Hopefully that could change this evening. Hopefully he can put his elbows up. Because I remember I think a few years ago, I called him AI driver, just letting people buy a few times. And I got
To be
OC.
fair, that has changed recently. He's been very good when it comes to wheel-to-wheel battling, apart from maybe the first few races where he got some penalties. But he has been more aggressive in the last few seasons. He's been defending himself more, he's been attacking more. He's very consistent as well. I can't remember the last time that I saw him have a spin fest.
Evil Zook, I hope you're watching and listening to that. He said consistently because at the beginning of the season there had been a lot of contact between Ballboy and Evil Zook. We had a little comment from you're right. His left hand down was locked, so pretty much when he was turning left, his wheel was just locked entirely. So yeah, I was
Hopefully you can get it fixed.
I was a little bit concerned. Ben in the chat with you and I P11. He's not P11 right now, he's P12, but he needs to get a move on if he wants to get some laps in. Yep, you corrected yourself, well done. So I think we see.
Will not be getting out because he has a qualifying ban.
Oh yeah, he's P12 and he's got a qualifying ban. You've won the championship, you're right? Not quite yet, Ben, not yet. As you've been listening, if you were here for a few minutes ago, Ballboy can still challenge him.
Yeah.
I'm still.
Ballboy is 76 points behind, and there are 78 points still up for grabs. So basically, he just has to win every race now and get at least one fastest lap, and Yuri cannot win any races.
Ballboy smiley face. Can you imagine if he did come back and just win it? I could just imagine Ballboy's reaction. Wow, you know that meme.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
He just has that one reaction. Yeah, so, pretend to sound out of breath. But
I would love to see that, honestly. I would pay money for that.
FRL was its finest. As Ed Zax is down in 4th place. He's gone purple overall in the first 2 sectors. Again, that could be a glitch, but we'll see when it comes across the line. He's got no traffic ahead of him. He did get hurried up by the Haas driver a little bit, but nothing too major. Just trying to get out of the way, but coming up towards the line, could challenge for top 3. He should do.
Oh,
He's up
P2, really good lap.
P2, 2 tenths off pole. Very good time from him. As a
Let's see
human,
if
or
Van Dongen's the next one. Ah, no, Van Dongen starting his lap.
yeah, I think we're seeing the whole field out on track now. Apart from JB, I can see in the pits there, so he's not going to do any more lap times. We see Evil Zook as oh dear.
Yeah, Zook told us not to watch him for exactly that reason.
No, I didn't see him. I didn't see
Yeah,
it. Did you see it, chat? I didn't see a
nice.
spin at all. As we see Ballboy Dan not playing, going through the Mickey Mouse section past the Ferrari out of the way. As I see a McLaren, which is Burrow, who's starting his lap. So let's keep it on the Ballboy. The nearest challenger, as he was Zook's retired. I don't know why. As the time is now over, so everyone will complete their flying laps.
Did VIP? Oh, VIP just about got a cost in time to start his lap.
Skin of his teeth. Let's see if it proves his position. No, but here comes Ballboy after P7 though, right in the middle of the field pretty much. As we will see.
He's validated.
Well, let's look at VIP in the first sector time. He's gone at 30.4, only just half a thousand faster than his personal time. Just ahead of him though is Burrow in the McLaren, who's down in P4. And I think Emil, who's in par at the minute, who's actually on top of it all. In front of these guys here, and he's gone fastest of all in the middle sector, so he could extend his pole position time, but he has got the McLaren just behind him, as you can see, who might challenge him even more. He's 2 tenths slower. He's going to got all to do in the last sector. What about VIP? He's not gone first. Nope. So this could be pole position for a Milky Way. Is he going to extend it? Yes, he does. At 27.3. Can Burrow just does anything in the last sector? No, he doesn't. About VIP, would he just improve a position or two?
Nope.
And that's it. Wow, P3. And great lap from Emil as well. He's finally got pole position, which I don't think he's had one this season. And if he did, it was a very long time ago. He hasn't had the luck this season. But he's definitely got the luck this season. 3 tenths quicker from second place Ed Zacks, which would be nice to see him up there as well. Followed by VIP in third place, that's your top 3. Followed by Bowen and the McLaren. Sano in 5th. JB, last time race winner, in 6th. Ballboy in 7th. Evil Zook in 8th. Michael Van Degen in 9th. And Leslie in the Ferrari in 10th. And the championship leader had a little mistake at the last corner in qualifying. He's in P11. And the rest, as you can see, have no times at all, which is all qualifying bands. Humanoid has been in the top 3 minimum without the band, so yeah, for sure. But he needs to try to make some recoveries if he's going to be challenging for podiums, unless there's safety cars to help him at all. We don't know, but hopefully there'll be an exciting race ahead of us. Maybe some weather to watch out for, which will be very interesting to see. Like the Monaco Grand Prix last time out, I won't say any spoilers.
Don't spoil anything. I'm still watching it. We only
I'm not giving any spoilers.
Okay.
That clown was annoying though.
Oh. I mean, I already know that Verstappen won because there are spoilers everywhere, but
still. What? Verstappen won? Really? I didn't notice.
Who would have thought? And I heard something about Aston Martin messing up the strategy with Alonso. But I see.
To be fair, for Monaco race, it was very interesting. That's all I would say. If people haven't seen it, seen it yet, but next time out in real life will be in Spain, I believe. Hopefully, Fernando will go one step closer. Well, to that top of this. Basically, I hope he gets a home win.
Him winning in Spain.
To be fair, he has been the underdog in cars, hasn't he? If you look at Stroll's recent results, it's insane. So, yeah.
It's weird because Stroll was doing quite good in Bahrain with a broken finger and a broken toe. Oh! I just saw Sainz clip the back end of Ocon. Anyway. Tires. Our drivers are on the formation laps, and what tires do we have? Emi on the hards. Everyone else down to P7 on the mediums. You got Zug on the hards, Leslie on the hards, Scar and Wrecker on the hards, the rest all on the mediums.
Yep, very interesting indeed. If he can get that good launch down to turn 1, he should hold position, because I do think the tyre life are not that much far apart. Obviously, the first few laps, the grip will be with the mediums, but probably in the next few laps, probably the end of lap 4, lap 5, you will see just the both compounds actually matching, and I think we'll see the end of the tyre life around lap 11 or 12 for the mediums. So if he gets a good run, he might actually favour Emil, probably favour Iwazuk as well, and Leslie behind. But we have to wait and see. But what about the championship leader down in 11th? Because obviously,
it's going to be difficult for Porter to hang on, I think. If he can get out of the DRS window in the first few laps, that's great. If not, he's going to be absolutely swallowed up on those 2 massive DRS straights, and the start-finish straight as well.
yeah, because I do think it's going to be very hard to get out of DRS zones, because there's 3 DRS zones around here, for people that don't know. So it's going to be very difficult to get out of DRS zones. Particularly, I believe, the only sector you could try and get away from DRS is probably where the mini mouse section in the end of sector 2 is pretty much where the time will be gained or lost, in my perspective, as sector 1, sector 2 are pretty much average speed that no one can really get wrong. But we'll have to wait and see. It looks like all blue skies all ahead of this one, as we see an Aston Martin going across the wall there. But now we come up to the beginning of this race. Who's your top 3 predictions? As we see Rackler do a 360 before coming across the line.
Top 3, because I just want this to happen. Ballboy to win, Zook second, JB third.
Ballboy, Borough, and Viper top 3.
Okay, let's see. We got 5 red lights and a shitty camera angle.
Yep. And a lights out and away we go. Looks like a very good start by Emil, but Edzek's got a good start in the inside. Look at that, he's come flying in. Who is that? That's JB.
Misses break. Just went way too deep.
Yeah, misses breaking the zone entirely. Pretty much took out half the field in the first corner. He's trying to get out of everyone's way. And now he's pretty much falling down to last. Edzek leads the way, followed by Emil, but I think he's got damage. It depends who's got. Uri up to 4th from 11th in the first sector.
Amazing start for him. Zook bordering it, going down into P10, battling Ferrari of Leslie.
Whoa, what a dramatic start from the last time race winner JB. He's just had a shocking start of this race. Pretty much, well, accidentally just took out a couple of cars into turn 1, which I don't think he will have no sympathy. I think he's a fair driver who would take it on the chin. But yeah, that's unfortunate for JB there. And probably a few other drivers got sideboard damage, because he had a big whack to someone. I think it was Emil.
I think it was either Emil on his side. It was definitely a blue car.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just so unfortunate for JB. Just such a simple error to make, as he already has a penalty. I'm not sure if that was for the contact. No, that's a 3-second time penalty for track limits already on lap 1 for JB. But yeah, massively disappointing for the
VIP. Yeah, I think VIP was caught in that, because obviously there was a couple of front wings going along. The same with Leslie. They both pitted.
That's a speeding penalty.
And obviously JB as well. I think he will just have to take it on the chin. Whatever happens. I think Emil's okay, because obviously he's right behind Edzek now on the hard tie, so it doesn't seem like he was too phased by that. And it looks like Uri's getting away from Burrow in the McLaren, so pulling away, trying to challenge for the podium position of Sano.
Top 2 pulling away. Edzek already down to 43% battery, so he's using quite a lot of it, trying to get out of the DRS of Emil on the hard.
Yeah, we see Van Dingen going past Scar there. Scar is struggling for tyre attempts on the hard tyres, I think. But yeah, So it just went from very dramatic to turn one to settling down really quickly. By the looks of it, but it looks like we might have a change for the lead in a lap or two or so. Or we could see it happening right now in the last corner.
Yeah,
Down it goes.
but
And Mill
doesn't look
backs out of
good.
it though.
That's interesting. Attack definitely gave him enough space there, but Emil maybe wasn't confident enough in his front end to actually make the corner without any contact, so he backed out. But those two pulling away from Nissan was already 1.2 seconds down as DS is enabled with that.
Oh, spin up.
Oh, Nissan spun around.
Yeah, on board with Uri, who was getting under pressure by the Red Bull driver, who just put the fastest lap in. I think it got to him a little bit, put the power down too already. It's just the traction. Hopefully, he's got no damage. He's only lost two positions.
And Van Dongen spun around as well in turn 3. 3 spins within 10 seconds.
Yeah, so everyone's feeling the pressure, trying to find the limits around this Miami circuit on race trim. So, yeah, it should be one of the simple tracks, but obviously, if you get something wrong, you are definitely in the barrier. Obviously, Rackler proved that in qualifying in Sector 1.
Emil got Edzak into turn 11.
Yeah, he's got the move done, but hopefully Edzak can just stay with him with the DRS. Obviously, 3 DRS zones around here, so he should be okay to stick with him. But Uri is actually putting the pressure on now. Closed up massively now. He's only just over a second behind Edzak to get in that DRS zone. He should be getting it heading towards the start-finish line. It's not quite yet. He has to just wait for another sector or two, and he's in the battle for the lead. And by the looks of it, I think that's the only battle going on. As Sano has pit, I think he did pick up damage in the first sector, and I see Red Bull mechanics.
Emil just completely lost it coming through turn 3. I think he must have had a snap of oversteer and just had.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, he's backwards into the barrier. Yeah. Must have been oversteer.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I think he lost his right rear tyre in the process. But that just shows that you might have the pace, but it's the consistency you definitely need around here when it comes to league racing. And he's just pretty much put the nail in the coffin there. That it's just not been a season for him. He's got the pace, but he just hasn't got the consistency to go with it. And now the race win is out of his hands once again in this season. But now that's just pretty much given Uri a much more comfortable opportunity to get the win now. Now he's got Edzak ahead of him. Not really pressed by Bora behind us. He hasn't really closed the gap with these two. Hopefully we'll have an insane restart. I don't think we will see anyone coming in the pits. I do think it's a little bit too early. Otherwise, you're going to commit yourself to a very long one stop with the hards, or would you risk it for a 2-stop?
I'm not sure if the hards can make it that far, because this track puts a lot of stress on your tires. You have high-speed corners in the first sector, you have the low-speed corners in the second sector, so your front and rear tires are getting killed around here. I don't think the hards can make it to the end, but Barre, he's pitting, so he might just prove me wrong and take the hards to the end, or at least he's going to try it.
Yeah, I don't know if I was on the hard tyre owners, I might have made this safety car work for me of pitting to a medium. Yeah, obviously everyone will have to pit again, but majority of the field will have to put on hards. So yeah, I would have gone for medium if I started on the hards, but the majority are going for the hard itself to try and get to the end.
Meanwhile, just take a look at the position changes. You have Edzak, who gained 1 position, good enough for him. Yuri gained 9. Then Cassidy with 11 places gained. Scar with 9. Humanoid with 7, Wegler with 9, and then everybody else behind them just lost places. So this has been a very interesting start to the race, and we're only 5 laps into the race so
far. It's just ironic. As if you see them there, hopefully. Oh, JB's retired. Oh, he spawns it.
Oh,
go board with it was oh lord.
Oh, cold tires.
So,
No, but he was already on hards.
yeah, he was already on hards. He's already I'm I'm bizarre because it's a safety car. You shouldn't really be pushing that much. So
You're Grosjean or Russell or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
That's
I
even
think
more embarrassing.
Ericsson's around here. I think probably just crushed into another Haas driver just out of the collection. But yeah, JB just went from race winner, being the time is like a race that he's gonna want to forget immediately. So not a very good race weekend for JB here. Obviously, the second man to retire. Got 13 drivers left in the running. And this is a good camera shot from the helicopter. Well, from one of the stands at least. Seeing the end of the last corner to the pitch straight. But Edzek stays out. Uri stays out. Gained 9 positions. But Cassidy, out of all of them, gained 11. Scarred 9. Humanoid, who I promise he will get screen time if he can. Ben fan, pretty much. He's up to 7 places with Rackler in 9th, recovering from a bad qualifying session himself. And only the person who's lost the lot of position is only Sano, and he made a pit stop, so with 4 positions down. So yeah, I think everyone is reasonably happy, I believe, but we have to wait and see when people actually get going again.
JB and Emir, they won't be too happy, I imagine. But apart from that, Zook is in the pits again, going for the hards. I think the safety car might be coming in with that, so he has to hustle to get those tires up to temperature and catch up to the back of the field.
Yeah, hopefully, I'm just stay on board with him, see if he goes flat out on these tyres. He shouldn't. He will still catch up to the safety car pretty nicely, I believe. Because everyone will be pretty much going to a standstill in the coming up to the last sector. Keeps it there really nicely though. So he hasn't done a JB, sorry JB. But they are, even VIP gamers are not even catched up. Now he's catched up now. I don't think the safety car will come in because I think the majority has to be within pretty much a sector, I believe. And Iwuzik is nowhere near yet.
We're gonna give him enough time to catch up. That's mighty nice of the race director.
But we have seen that the safety car can pull a U-way and just come in straight in the pits straight away. Which,
but I think it would be too late by now.
Yeah, it would be too late right now. He would have been coming in the pits. So you got another lap of safety cars going on, and as we see the 13 drivers, should see JB. As Leslie's pitted as well. I think he's with the safety car extended his safety car lap. I think he's going to put on the hard tyres and try and do a 1 stint on the hards, which the safety car will come in. Yeah,
I mean, that might actually be possible, doing 22 laps.
If he can keep it steady and not fight too much, he should get it right. Because remember, the top 6 have not even pitted yet, so he could be a Nets P8, and he was P7, no P5 basically. So you could really gain from the safety car, but you have to make it work. Trying to make the tire last, of course, but still putting the pressure and the pace in these laps as well. So it's important to keep your head for this stint if you pitted underneath the safety car, of course. But I'm pretty sure the top 6 who have not pitted, I think they're just going to be pushing flat out until the end of the race now.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be very interesting, because if those top 6 pit and they haven't lost the tail end of the field, they could get caught up in traffic, possibly. So this is very interesting to see if those people that pitted now for the hards can make it to the end, and if those top 6 can pull away before they come into the pits.
Yeah, and it is quite a long pit lane. I know it doesn't look like it when you watch it, but it does seem a very long pit lane. I believe, kind of like the British Grand Prix vibes. You're going really, really slow in the pit lane. So I think you could.
The limiter also starts quite early.
Yeah, that's true. And you could be looking at probably around 26 seconds, 28 seconds in the pits from start to finish. So Yes, well, it's up to you. Have the soft guys, the guys appeared met gain from this, or have they lost out? We will find out, as Edzax will lead the way from Uroi and Cassidy, Scar and Humanoid, the top 5. And obviously Racklow as well have not appeared, but here we go. And he's away. And he's got a good jump on the Red Bull driver. Cassidy's on back of him now. Not close enough to make a move down into turn 1. As we see a little squabble here for P5. As Burrow's gone down right down the inside of Sook.
I
And
think there
Bullboy.
was no contact yet with the spinner that's on Dongan down in turn 1.
Yep, the guys that pitted, they're trying to make gain from this. I think Rackler had a terrible restart. He's actually behind.
Yeah.
He's down in P7 now. Yeah, so Bullboy and Burrows gained from this massively. I don't know what happened to Rackler, unless he had a half spin coming out the last corner.
Or maybe just struggling to get tire temperature into his heart.
Well, he's definitely shot himself in the foot now, because he's trying to make late. It's dive bomb by Viper and Sano fighting for position.
No, that's Zook. Zook spun around and down a left. I think he did by himself without any outside help.
Yeah, I had to hold my breath. I think Sano and VIP nearly crashed in the back of Rackler, I believe, as well. But yeah, Rackler's really shot himself in the foot now. He's got very old tyres on. And he's getting under pressure by the guys who have made their mandatory pit stop, we believe. But yeah, he's not had a good restart from him. But up front, Edzax, he's got good. Actually, I need to take the fastest lap time off, as he's at 8/10 clear from Uroi. Can we have involved time and not fast? Yeah, sorry, I was already on it. I was steering. It's alright, I got it. As see, on top of as always, when he's not even racing, surprisingly enough. But he's supporting his teammate Bullboy. He's down in, up in P6 after his pit stop, so good times from him. Actually, leaders, Foster's not, don't need that. There we go. See, now I'm definitely on it. I had gap to leader, which is very professional of me. But Uroi is slowly putting the pressure on Edsex now once again. Obviously, Cassidy's dropped back massively now, 2.5 seconds behind Uroi. As you see, a position change with Rackler overtaking Bullboy.
Yeah.
And
VIP as well. On the outside, surely not.
Oh, yeah, I don't think there was any contact between the two drivers, so good driving from him. And there was contact as well. I don't know if Bullboy actually hit the back of VIP there, but VIP just went shooting towards the wall, which I think he will definitely have damage, and he does, I believe. And now Sano's taking the opportunity to take Viper and Bullboy now.
And look at the AlphaTauri.
Oh, Jesus.
Very late into the corner. I don't think he hit anyone.
Well, someone's in the pits. And I believe... Yes. Yeah, it's either he lost it on the putting the power down, or Bullboy hit the back of him. But Sano is battling Bullboy for position as well. They both made their pit stops. 9 people watching. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the race so far here in FRL Live F2 this evening. While Miami with 2 races to go after this. But it looks like Sano, he's got basketball, but now can he get away now? Because I believe DRS is open, and indeed it is. As
gets past Edzak. Easy enough with the DRS. Let's see if Edzak can counter on the next red. Whether down Ballboy and Sano. Sano did get past Ballboy.
Yeah, Sano went defensive. Ballboy's putting the pressure around him, going around the outside and not doing for him though. And now it's just single file all the way to the next DRS zone. As
ooh, of contact, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of contact, but nothing harm done. But it looks like Ballboy might get the job here. Humanoid is pushing dramatically, but he's down 3% on battery. You can tell by his rear light flashing that he needs to harvest energy that is costing him down the straight. And it's not going to make a move on Ballboy. But it looks like Sano and Bulba are holding up a train right here, lower down the points in P7. As Humanoid now pits. As, a little bit of half spin of Michael Van Dungen. As Humanoid gets a 5-second penalty now.
That's unfortunate. Oh, Nissan spun him out, turn 1. He lost it on his own, not traction. No damage, I think.
Well, it's not the first time he's lost it in turn 1. He lost it a few laps ago. Hopefully he hasn't got any damage. As you can see, he doesn't look like it. So he's very happy to carry on. Despite we got 13 drivers, we're getting a few actions here from the commentary box, so it's quite nice to see. Scar's just hanging on to the DRS of Burrow for P4, where they're both catching. Looks like they're both catching Cassidy in P3. As you're right, I accidentally missed. He actually took the lead from Edzak, so I do apologise. But Edzak is still holding on himself to get DRS. But he is using battery.
He has some very strong top speed. He barely has to use any battery.
Yeah, but he's used a lot of it just to stay with the Red Bull driver. And here's Burrow. Got the DRS to Cassidy for P3. Again, he's on the hard tyres. Reminder, the top 3 have not pitted yet, so Burrow is pretty much your race net leader at the minute. Which I believe he will definitely go to the end of this race. Unless there will be other safety cars near the end. But we have to see.
Just watching Yuri and Edzak, I think Yuri has a very good straight line setup. He doesn't have to use any energy, and he's still pulling away from Edzak on the straight, despite Edzak having the DRS.
Sano again. I think that's, one lap later, he's spinning again. He's got overtaken by Evil Zug and Van Nungen as well, so he's not having the great time on the hard tyres, and it's not paying off for him. And he spins again. Whoa! How is that car still running? He pretty much lost it where JB and Racklow lost it in qualifying as well. But as he spins again, I think that could be curtains for him. Pretty much what similar happened in Portugal a few races ago. They kept on spinning, and I think he's got rear ring damage, I believe, because he did hit the barrier quite hard. The good helicopter shot from the incident there from Sano, but unfortunately that could be curtains for him. But we'll just stay on board with him in this sector here. If he's fighting the car, all sorts, looks pretty okay through there. Humping up the curb slightly, a little bit of a twitch on the steering wheel. So it looks okay to carry on.
See further off the field, Yuri's pulling away. Weber got past Cassidy and is starting to pull away. His heart's coming to the window now. I think the pit window for the medium runners might open in a lap or two. Further down, we got Borba and Leslie fighting for P7 as Leslie just went wide coming out of turn 3, lost a bit of time. Zook is trying to get into the DRS window of Van Dongen. Yeah, for the most part, the field fairly spread out.
Yeah, we're seeing close battles between Ballboy and Leslie. As we see, Evil Zook has done a half spin where Leclerc lost it in real life. But thankfully he managed to keep it out of the wall. Hopefully no damage. Still holding on for points though. In the last point position. In the position in P10. But he's 7 seconds ahead of Sano, who's trying to hunt him down to recover. But Uri's got an immense pace in that Red Bull, pretty much like real life, the straight line speed.com. 1.6 seconds ahead of Edzak, who's still using a lot of battery just to keep him in sights. But I do think if Uri's still got this pace when he has put on the hard tyres as Edzak has blinked, he's probably kind of trying to... sector 2. Oh, that's a big one actually.
Oh, yeah.
The back straight.
And Edzak goes straight into the pits.
Yeah. Oh,
suspecting a safety car there.
Yeah, that should be a safety car, or probably a red flag in next year's game.
Yeah, there we go.
Definitely. And surely, I was going to say if if Uri had this pace on the hard tyres, I think the race will be between Uri and Borough. But I think that's completely changed that now because I think Uri can just react to the safety car, and I don't. Actually, I think Borough can go on the mediums. I think the mediums can definitely get to the end from here. But will Uri still have the pace over the Borough on the mediums if he does? As we see people.
I think this didn't work out for Edzak because he pitted just before the safety car came out, so he might have lost a few seconds to Yuri and possibly Bebe or Cassidy if they decide to pit as well. Cassidy will certainly pit, but Bebe could be for the mediums.
Yeah, Yuri, Cassidy, Scott, and Reckler would definitely have to pit because they haven't done a mandatory pit stop yet. But the question is, will Borough pit? And if he does, he will more likely to be on the mediums. But Uri will have to go on the hards. And I don't think the sauce will get to the end. If they do, it'll be a miracle. But I think the sensible option will be on the hards. But who would be the winner of them two? Borough on the mediums if he pits, or Uri on the hards with his insane straight line speed. But let's see. Borough does come into the pits.
Yeah. So
Cassidy, Scar, and Reckler, obviously they have not pitted yet. Will Borby come into the pits though? He's very wild with his strategy.
He's coming in.
Yeah, so the majority will be coming in, apart from Edzak, who actually made his pit stop.
Yeah. Is he gonna get out ahead of Yuri though? Because remember, Edzak pitted under green flag, so Yuri might actually gain some time on him, and he does stay in front.
Yeah, I mean, when you go across the start-finish line on a safety car when everyone else is pitting, you can pick up the pace because you're not really into delta time, are you? So it can make a few difference here and there, but the gap was too big to begin with when he made the pit stop. So it was going to work, but now Borough is on the medium, so I do think it's between them two. I don't think Edzak has got the pace to keep Borough behind, so it could be for them two for the win. Cassidy on the hards obviously has to Scar as on the mediums. My thoughts, Jamie, had so hard to go back on pad. My throttle his throttle jammed.
Oh god, that's unfortunate.
The joys of having a steering wheel, I believe. All these mechanical things happen in real life.
I mean, you say that, I think Yuri is using the steering wheel as well, and remember, his wheel jammed in qualifying. So I guess if you're using a pad, your throttle jams. If you're using a steering wheel, the steering wheel jam.
So there you go. Top tip for tonight: if you don't want to crash, use a pad. You might be a little bit slow, but at least you made it to the end. But hopefully there won't be any more mechanical faults this evening, especially for the race leader right now who's made his pit stop on the hards. But yeah, the questionable who's going to win it. Out of them two drivers, who would you want to be in the car with? Basically, who do you think's going to win?
I mean, Edzak has to be the favorite. No, not Edzak. Yuri has to be the favorite right now. Edzak, I don't think he has a pace to stay with him. He doesn't have as much straight line speed as Red Bull does. Barry on the mediums could be a factor. So could Scar. But I think, if anything, it's probably going to be between Yuri and Barry. And I think Yuri is going to come out on top.
Yeah, I'm going to bat myself. I think Borough might clinch into Yuri, but I think Yuri might just get the checker flag at the end. I think Borough will be the one challenging for the win if he gets past Edzak quite quickly. But yeah, I think Yuri might just sneak the checker flag ahead of Borough across the line. That would be a very good theory. But yeah, we'll need to keep an eye on Scar because now he's back on the mediums. Didn't they? Hang on, let's just quickly check. Okay. Race director. Yeah, okay. I thought they were already on medium Scar and Rackler, but yeah, there's the confirmation there. They are on mediums, can happily get to the end. So they can be a dark horse out of this one. Hopefully Rackler will get a good restart this time, as he had a shocking one last time on the safety car restart. As we are, believe, actually, oh no, we've got Sano still in the race, remarkably, with probably damaged rear wing. I'm going to try and catch up to the safety car. I don't think the safety car will come in because Sano is that far behind. So we'll have another lap underneath the safety car, and will we see another blink in the pit stops, thinking the softs will get to the end? I'm only saying that.
That was just him trying to go for the fastest step, probably.
Yeah, which is very more likely. Sano's really putting the foot down just to catch up. Not really ideal. Otherwise, you're just going to wear your tyres out, because obviously it's very crucial around here.
Well, it's another way of generating temperature, though, so there's pros and cons.
Indeed. As we do have another lap off the safety car. Anyone going to blink underneath the safety car? Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
Nope, none at all.
Happy with their choices.
So, yeah, not really much to talk about after getting an extra lap of safety car. Might as well talk about the real life Grand Prix, but not spoiling it at all, because I know T-Hawk is watching it right now.
Up to lap 36. I just
well, to be honest,
do
you know what? I'm just going to let you spoil it, because obviously you know what has happened so far on the highlights review. So, tell us your thoughts so far. What you think of the race?
From the bit of what I've seen, obviously dual wielding here, watching two screens at once. Looks fairly decent, a little bit of contact here and there. Paris is having an absolute nightmare. I noticed that in qualifying, I was watching that without any sound. He crashed at the end of Q1, didn't he?
No, right at the beginning of Q1.
At the beginning of Q1.
No, it was right at the beginning, first corner as well. I think he managed to get a lap in, I believe.
Yeah.
But it was only a small banker one, so yeah. It went from a very horrible weekend, I believe, for him.
He's having an absolute shocker. The king of the street circus, as he's known, not being that great overall. Stroll as well, as I'm just watching him getting lapped by Fernando. So apart from that, Sargent, Albon not having a great race. Hülkenberg got damage on the first lap. I'm still waiting for the rain to come in, because I know that there's supposedly chaos coming with the rain. I know that I've seen pictures of Russell's car being lifted off the track and Paris hitting him, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, kind of. It was a very peculiar race when that happened, which was very exciting. It's pretty much a iconic dream if you're around Monaco with weather conditions. It was marvelous to watch. But no spoiler.
Very much looking forward to it. And I hope that we get done with this race really quickly, so I can focus all my attention back on Monaco as the safety car has come in, and Yuri is steering the field back to a green flag.
Yeah, we'll see when he picks up the pace. He's going reasonably okay, but now he looks like he's gone. Yeah, and indeed he does. Pushes Edsack to L position then, which gives Burrow the opportunity to go round the outside of turn one. Edsack has it covered though. Any more action behind? Doesn't look like it.
Leslie.
Ooh, Aston Martin going over the curb slightly. Keeps under control though.
Keeps position there. See Weckler and Scar. Oh, Weckler had a mistake coming through 4 and 5. Does he have damage? I think he might have. No, he doesn't. He just doesn't have any tire temperature, I believe, as Nisano. He spun over again.
Viper. Oh, unfortunate. He spun, but Viper took the opportunity to go alongside the Ferrari of Leslie. Look at Humanoid, sorry. Humanoid putting pressure on Leslie now, of the last points position.
VIP going down the inside of Weckler. Weckler going miles wide, keeping the position. Not sure if that's completely legal.
Yeah, Humanoid did exactly the same, a virgin copy of what Viper did.
And Edsack has gone past Yuri. Completely missed that. I think that was going into turn 11 with the slipstream.
Wow, there we go. Unless his tyres are still cold, because obviously they're hard to take a few laps to get up to temperature, but it's not phasing him at all as he's putting pressure on him immediately. Sarno's gone spinning again. I think he's got damage to the rear wing. That's game over. As Cassidy and Scar go side by side.
Oh, there comes Ballboy.
Yeah, right through Scar as well, catching our position. And he's got that job done. Oh, he's gone around the outside. He's going to make that moose stick. No, he's not. Edzek, hold position. Great driving from Edzek to hold position from him.
I suppose that Berber isn't putting any pressure on those two. It almost seems like he can't really keep up with them.
Well, he's getting double derriere as well, and you don't really want it in this first sector, which doesn't help the front tyres at all to get the grip that you need. But we've got another lap of non-DRS to go, so hopefully he can just hang on and then put the pressure on Uri later on, and obviously Edzek's doing phenomenally well, but Edzek has used a lot of his battery again as Uri actually lagged a bit. As we see Scar getting overtaken now, side-by-side action with the both Aston Martins, the Haas driver and the Red Bull driver VIP.
Oh, this is not gonna work.
Oh,
contact. Very scrubby from Van Dongen. I think that is more of a racing incident. Trying to go side by side to match the chicane and none of them back down. Yuri got passed by Bebe.
Oh, I missed that as well. I'm only keeping an eye on the ones that you're mentioning as well, but unfortunately we have... Yeah, missing all the simple ones down the middle of the pack, but Burrow has got past Uri now, and can he actually pull away from Uri, who's not really feeling it on the hard tyres, surprisingly. Hard tyres is not really his best friend, as we have seen a few times this season. So, but he's still...
difficult to get into the window.
Yeah, but thankfully, for his perspective, he's still in a prime position to take the championship this afternoon.
Yeah. As long as Ballboy doesn't outscore him, he has the championship. As long as Ballboy doesn't win, he'll be champion. So he can just take it easy.
To be honest, as you see, Leslie does a spin once again in the first sector. I don't know if he got caught by Humanoid there, but yeah, unfortunately, there's another spinner in the first sector. Sano is still going and still doing half spins as well.
Oh, and Edzek takes completely out of energy.
Yeah, which round here you shouldn't really do. You might as well just save as much as you can, because obviously free of DRS zones. If you're not getting away, you might as well just save as much as you can. Asano still spins. I think he really should retire at this point. I know there could be more safety cars at the line, but with a car that's so unstable, you should really carry on.
Massive rear-wing damage, surely.
Yeah, with that big shunt before hitting the wall in his rear tyre and rear wing. But Burrow looks like he's pulling away, and Ned Sachs is just being like a stone in water slightly. Ballboy and Scar going side by side again. Scar looks like he's coming back at Ballboy here. Yeah. Both got DRS, but yeah, but it looks like Scar's got a little bit more of a straight line speed. Ballboy goes a little bit deep.
This is great racing between the two. I think Ballboy might have cut the inside of the corner there a bit.
Yeah, surely it's a warning for him. Are they still going side by side?
Scar backs out.
Yeah, very squeamish on the brakes there, Scar, but looks like he's got more of the pace on his side than Ballboy is. Both on the same level of tar life on medium, so it's all about racecraft between these two. Looks like it's on Scar's side as it stands. I don't think Ballboy does get DRS off the car ahead of Cassidy. As he had to do a late change reaction. Here comes the Aston Martin out of nowhere, taking the pair of them. Oh, he brakes way too late though, and a little bit of reversal there. Looks like Rackler and VIP going side by side. Yeah, again.
Rackler lost on traction.
Yeah, he lost on the traction. No contact between the two. Unfortunate for him. So that's that battle out of the window. Sano has now retired, and he's crashed it, and it's a safety car again. Who's going to pit? Who's going to pit? It's definitely soft tire territory now, but
this is definitely going to pit.
But the field, yeah, near the back, you would expect people to pit. So I do think the field are relatively close together. Right, he's going to be at the back for sure. It's got a 5-second penalty.
Oh, no, Cassidy. What are you doing, son?
Oh, Cassidy, yeah, a few people out pitted. VIP is pitted. Humanoid's in, and so is Rackler after that spin, understandably. And obviously Leslie's in as well. Right, the softs will definitely get to the end, for sure.
Yep.
But will they get to the end in one piece without too much battering? Because that's really the key here. Because you need to have that sensible throttle input on these soft tyres. Because if you annoy the soft tyres, that's it. They're just going to take you out of the race entirely here.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to be better than the medium and hard runners for 3 or 4 laps, and then the last, let's say 2 laps, I got Leslie touching with Wrecker on the pit exit, and actually Leslie spun around and lost his front wing, so something must have gone terribly wrong there. But I think with softs, they will be good for like 3, maybe 4 laps, and then just start dropping off compared to the mediums and hards.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think they only got one set of softs as well, so they can't really do a dummy, I think, if the safety car extends again for another lap or so. I don't think they can come in to put another fresh set of softs on, which I don't think you do have round here, because I think you get one set of soft tyres to your name. So, we have to wait and see. I mean, if Cassie wants to get rid of his 5-second, which it won't get removed because it was his own fault, but if he goes around the pits again, he can get rid of it that way and still catch up. But I think he won't have any soft tyres to his name. Unless...
Complaining in the chat about Scar, not sure what that's about. That's about his send in turn 11. I don't know if that was any of Scar's fault or if it was just on Dongen not backing himself. Seemingly the Dutchman not happy with his Scott.
Cassidy's in. So he's going to get rid of that 5-second penalty, but will he have another set of soft tyres to his name? Possibly.
I think he will. I think we have 2 set, depending on how many he used in qualifying, but he should definitely still have some.
And he has got some. He's definitely got some. So thankfully he's got another set to keep him in, but he has lost a lot of positions because of that. Obviously he won't lose any to Leslie because he's got a 5-second as well, and damaged front wing as well.
Yeah.
So he will be definitely at the back. But now, who's going to be the real winner here? Is it going to be Burrow on top? Ed Zacks, obviously, I thought he was going to be dropping a lot, but he hasn't. Yuri, or would it be any of the soft runners behind them with Viper, Humanoid, Rattler, Cassie, and Leslie? Who's got the better strategy from here and now?
If you look at the battery percentage, everybody's at 100%. Edzak is at 54. I think he might be having some troubles with his EIS system. I'm not quite sure why. Something's going wrong there because he only has half a charge compared to the rest of the grid. Same with Humanoid actually, he also only has 60%.
Yeah, it's not really going up quick, is it? For not really using any power or battery. So it's not really
I think he's just not touching his
a
brake
lot.
pedal that much. He's just coasting into every corner and that doesn't recharge the battery quite as much as braking would.
Yeah, and that corner there hasn't really moved at all. It's only saved up by 2%. Now it's slowly moving now.
Luckily for him though, I think we're gonna have one more lap under safety car, because Leslie still hasn't caught up to the back end.
Nope, the safety car comes in. He's close enough to go, and it's very late for the safety car, so there could be a lot of squabbling in this last corner.
Oh, careful. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Martin almost hitting Scar there.
Oh, very reckless there, but now, yeah, I think Ed Sachs might have a little bit of a problem with his battery issues. I think that's why he's slowing down a lot. But Burrow is leading the way now with Ed Sachs, with Uri, Scar, Ballboy, Van Dungen, VIP, Humanoid, Rattler, as Rattler goes down the inside of Humanoid, and he gets the move done.
That's going right. I think it was on Dongen going right. Oh no, sorry, that's Scar and Ballboy battling further up the grid for P4.
Yeah, Scar. Yeah, the gap over a second now already in the first sector to Yuri. So the top three have run away with this, but what order are they going to finish in if they do finish? But as we look at, Ed Sachs is already down 40%. And I don't think he was using any battery compared to the other two, which I believe the other two have. But yeah, it looks like he's struggling with something as Van Dungen goes down the inside of Ball, a little bit of touching contact. VIP had to avoid,
I'm surprised how many drivers are going side by side with that section today, because that's usually not a section where you can go side by side.
Yeah, people are losing it on the first sector, and everyone's going side by side in the part. You don't really see overtaking, so you don't know what to expect round here. As you see, Yuri overtakes Edzax, who's down 50% battery now already. So yeah, he's definitely carrying some mechanical faults in that Alpha Tower, Alpha Romeo. We do see a spin there.
Yeah, it's humanoid.
Yeah,
Not a good race for
humanoids.
him, but he's still in the points.
Yeah, he's slowly moving backwards. Cassidy's moved up a few places as well, up into 8th. Putting pressure on Van Dungen, the first medium runner of his lot. And we can see just the pace difference between the two tyres. Van Dungen missing quite a lot of apex, and that's going to cost him as Cassidy goes down the inside of Michael Van Dungen. Beautiful move. Good camera angle of the helicopter shot. Beautiful.
Touched him on the exit a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, but no harm done. The move was already done. But he's coming straight back at though, Cassidy. Cassidy needs to go defensive. He's letting the door open, and it's all the way down the inside as VIP Gamer has gone down the inside of Ball Boy, and he's got that move stuck up into P5. So he's making those soft tyres work for him at the minute.
Oh, that was a little bit aggressive. I think Van Dongen might get that penalty removed. Cassidy just sent it up the inside into the chicane, and Van Dongen had to take avoiding action after some military contact there.
Yeah, hopefully Van Dongen can keep that head and realise it can get removed if it was forced upon him. He will get that removed, but he needs to carry on like it's nothing. But as you see, oh, you're right in the back of Burrow now, but now he's finally got some pace on the hards.
Most mediums are 11 laps old now for Barra. I think they're starting to fade away.
Oh yeah, I think I think the window is already coming across now, because I believe the tyres will go between 11 and 12 laps on the medium. So I think the crossover is definitely happening. But VIP through your scar now up to 4th place. Can VIP challenge for the podium now, but he's down on battery though, so he needs to try and harvest that as much as he can. But at the same time, as Leslie goes for a half spin again in sector 1. So does Racklow as well.
Oh no.
Still in 10th, but could have been so much more, as I think Leslie had a bit of a half spin. But yeah, and Leslie spun again, as you can tell by his mount, and there he is now. Finding reverse gear. And away he goes again. But yeah, you're right on the back of the McLaren driver of Borough now. I think DRS is not enabled just yet. Yes, it is. Edzax is still in touching distance as well, DRS.
None of them are using any energy. Yuri isn't close enough, so Barra seemingly having a similar strat and setup to Yuri, being able to stay in front for now. Leslie spun around again, coming out of turn left. As Borger is getting overtaken by Michael.
Yeah, and so with Cassidy as well. Yep, round the outside Cassidy goes. Oh, he had to get in the brakes very sharply because he was going to hit the back of Van Dungen. But he's got the move done now. But can Cassidy get past Van Dungen now? Which is bit, but it looks like Bobo's coming back at him, Cassidy now, but not any cigar with that.
Oh, and Van Dongen goes a little bit wide there. Cassidy's getting hung out to dry. Tries to go down the inside of turn 7, gets the move done. Bobo right behind, trying to look for a gap. Oh, and Van Dongen struggling on the curb, almost losing it and getting into the wall. Yeah,
but now we've got DRS now, both of them on Cassidy, so they're going to beat. Cassidy's going to be really struggling as Recto's retired. There will be no safety car though, with just over 2 laps to go. So this will be a race to the finish line as it stands. And Cassidy holds on his position for P6. So he's got enough time to get Scar, but will he catch him in time? Oh, he's just a half spin. Pretty much what Vibe.
Yeah, he has damage.
Yeah, he has damage. I think he lost the back end slightly. He just went straight into the wall. Pretty much what VIP, I believe, did a few laps ago. As Borough, I think Yuri's just holding on. I think he's going to wait until the last lap. I believe he's not really challenging for P1 at the minute, because I think he knows he's not being challenged from behind. So I think Euro is happy in second for now.
Yeah, so they're both pulling away from Edzak big time. VIP is gaining slowly on Edzak, but his tires are gonna start degrading now. Volvo is still fighting with Van Dongen.
Yeah, and they're actually both on low battery usage as well. Well, everyone is, apart from Uroi, because he's got like around 40%. Everyone else is just barely 10 or below that. So Uroi's in prime position to take the lead here, but we'll see. Obviously, Burrow has got some brilliant exit speeds headed to DRS zones. But here he comes to Burrow. Burrow using his battery, though, to defend, I believe, and he still holds on. He's made Burrow go defensive there, and that's compromised his line. And will Uri get the move done here? No, he's way... Oh, but they're contacting with nose to rear. Uri just needs to be a little bit sensible, a little bit patient.
With now he's gonna make it this lap. Barry is defending very early, trying to back into.
Yeah.
Go to the outside. Switch back on the exit. Yep. Now under traction, a little bit of contact there. That was a bit... I'm not sure if that was Barry coming across, but I think he's... That was strange. I think Barry lost it, had a bit of contact with Yuri, and Yuri just coasted. It cost him a curb on turn 18.
And now he's just lost position to Edzak.
Oh. It's like none of us want to be in the lead. Here comes VIP, we have a Red Bull now. What's going on?
Yeah, that was really shit. I mean, there wasn't really forceful contact between the two drivers to
it's
make
like both
him...
of them were just tiptoeing around each other and didn't notice that there were cars right behind them.
Yeah, very surprising indeed. Now he's just dropped into fourth. I don't think there will be any team orders down at Red Bull. But I don't think that really matters anyway, because Yuri's got the straight line speed and now the overtake that he needs. But that straight line speed on the Alfa Romeo looks like both of them might get him 2-1, probably down the last corner. This Ballboy is now like 8 tenths away.
Okay. Oh, what was that desync for me? For me, it just looked like Yuri hit a barrier. But I think that might have just been
Yuri has been desyncing a few times this race, so I think that's just normal. Edzak is just hanging on with the DRS just to hold position. It's always going to be a late move, and
that's a spin. VIP should give up. Okay, VIP spins in sympathy. That's
okay.
What do again.
Okay, well, I believe that's Kara. Well, Barrow wins the race, but Yuri is in P2. Takes the World Championship win also. 5-second penalty from Michael Van Duen. And Edzak takes P3, rounds off the top 3.
Interesting
just like that, it ends in a heartbeat. But yeah, commiserations to Edzak. Lost to P2, but only just by 1 position. It's Karma's head to VIP, who did a spin himself. So, yeah, that has been the Miami Grand Prix for F2. And this is your race winner, Borough. Which we knew he was going to be contention for the win, putting those mediums on. But he didn't have it easy to do, easy work to hang on to it. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting of getting those guys in their interviews if they both do join. But this is your final result, the top 10 as it follows. Borough takes the win with Uri, your F2 champion this evening in P2, followed by Edzak, Scar, Ballboy, Humanoid, VIP Gamer after spinning the last corner, Michael Van Dungen, and Cassidy and Leslie, despite having so many spins in the Ferrari, finishes in P10.
Alrighty. So, Michael, who's the driver of the day out of the bunch?
Well, we don't really do driver of the day now, do we? But I think...
Well, but we can.
It's been quite a YOLO with all the drivers, but I think it's got to be... Borough to make the strategy work. from pitting quite early and going from medium to the finish, and that's just secure the win for him. So I have to give it to Burrow on this one.
Very good pick. I think I'm actually going to take Yuri, obviously for winning the championship, but also for his race coming from P11 up to P2, challenging for the win for the majority of the race. I mean, remember, he gained, 7 positions in the first sector on the first lap? So I'm going to give my driver of the day to him. As we're going to the interviews, and with we, I mean you, because I will go off and watch the rest of Monaco, because the rain just started to hit.
Okay, well, I'll leave it to it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your fellow commentator T-Hawk. As I will do the interview of the top 3.
Good evening to all of you.
As he leaves, now we can talk about him behind his back. Now he's not watching. Oh, he's a weird guy for a 34-year-old, isn't he? As I'm looking for the top 3 now. Just give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. What do you think of that race so far? Rate out of 10. If you don't mind. Ed Sachs, Burrow, and Yuri. There's your top 3 coming in. And that is it. That's the championship for top spot all secured for Uri in the Red Bull driver. Commiserations for last season when he thought he won it, but on penalties alone at the end of after the race it cost him the championship. But now he's redeemed himself, and it's truly well deserved this time around for Uri in the Red Bull car. As we wait for the drivers to join in, they have been added in, which we will just have to wait and see. Just give us a few minutes. But yeah, not really. Despite not having a very full grid, it's been very entertaining, especially the commotions down to turn 1 at the first lap, which opened up, I believe, Yuri's pace to challenge for the win. But yeah, I think Burrow was the right man to win it for me with the strategy calls. Absolutely spot on. As I do see a mic moving in the lobby, you can all see that. Hopefully he will join. As we have Burrow, the race winner himself. I'll probably just start with you until the other 2 come in eventually. But Burrow, how are you doing? And well done for your race win this evening.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, I had T-Hawk alongside me, which is all good. And trying to keep an eye on the action going forward. Yeah, despite not really having many drivers out on track, it's been a very entertaining race for us. But was it very entertaining for you?
Yeah, it was, man. I was sweating all the way. I haven't actually driven in a month, so this is a nice surprise.
Yeah, and obviously you came to a track where the championship was on the line for one of the drivers, which is the guy who you were challenging for the win, Uri. But thankfully, you 2 managed to came across the line unscathed. What was your strategy coming into the race? Was it like a simple one-stop hard? Did you start on the hards?
I started on the mediums, but it
started on
was
the
a simple
mediums.
one stop to the hards, indeed.
Okay, so it was pretty much a hard, medium to hard indeed. But obviously, when the safety car came out, were you hoping for probably a medium stop when the safety car came out? Because obviously you did make that early stop, which triggered a few other drivers. But yeah, did it feel like you had a good shot for the win after that safety car restart, the first one?
Yeah, after the first one, I was like, I've got a real shot at it because I was just saving the tires a bit, and I'm usually pretty good with the tires, so yeah. But then the second and the third safety car came, and maybe a fourth even, and well, that really screwed up my plans. So I just decided to switch to a new set of mediums, and with the last safety car, I didn't pit, so yeah, just full send all the way.
Yeah, because you weren't really in a position to pit, I believe, because there wasn't a massive, there wasn't a lot of laps between the first safety car and the last. So yeah, because obviously if you did pit, you'd probably be near the back, so it wouldn't be very ideal for you and your race
true.
strategy. So, yeah, good thing you did stay out because he did put a massive fight for us to watch with you
Yeah,
and.
so shout out to Yuri and Netzak, by the way. They're they're really quick.
Yeah, I did doubt Erzak's a little bit, but it did look like he had a battery issue that wasn't recharging his battery. So, fair play for him to sticking with you two throughout
Okay.
that race. But yeah, obviously, well done for your race win this evening. Obviously, putting up a lot of fight and deservedly so. But obviously, going into next week's, I presume you will be there next week.
No, I won't. Sadly.
You won't be. So this is just a one-time off, was it?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I mean, you won it, so that's all that counts, and I think it was worth coming back for. And
Yeah, man.
hopefully,
Really
so
was.
is it more likely we'll see you at the last race of the season, or would this be the last race entirely for F122 for you?
I think maybe the last one. Yeah.
Okay, and that would be as I forgot what race it was. I'm absolutely blank. The Saudi Arabia, I believe it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously that will be the last race of the season. Do you think you have good pace there if you do come back?
No, I'm way too old for that circuit, man. That's way too tight, way too fast.
Well, hopefully there'll be any safety car comes out. It should play out for you massively for
Yeah,
you.
true.
But yeah, well, there's nothing else to say because obviously you won't be here next week. Congratulations on your race win. Hopefully we will see you at the last race of the season.
Thanks, mate, and I'll see you on the next game as well.
You will definitely, hopefully on the grid for myself. But it looks like that's it. It looks like Yuri, for the first time ever, is not actually joining this
I'm sorry.
commentary box.
Yeah, he is here.
Oh, he is here. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you pop up. Oh, my mistake. Okay, rewind, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here you are, Yuri. You're an
GG,
F2.
mate. See you guys.
See you, mate. You are an F2 world champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very nice after this season, of course. First few races I didn't expect it, but yeah, it somehow happened. I don't actually know how, because I don't have the feeling I was the fastest every race, especially with Gijs and Emil always being in the race. But yeah, it's incredible F2, of course, and I'm very happy. And also, of course, going to no assist and now winning this championship shows that it's has been quite some time to how to say, I've put a lot of time in racing in F1, but yeah, it paid off. So yeah, this F2 championship is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and obviously, let's focus on the race. Obviously, the first safety car came out, and obviously your nearest championship rival was not attending tonight. So it was pretty much not really much pressure on you. So was it just the fact of just finishing the race from your point of view, or did you still wanted to go for the race win?
Nah, of course you want to go for the race win. I knew, of course, that of course, I didn't want to crash, because otherwise Balboy could still have a big chance, of course, for winning maybe the race, and then of course extending the championship to Saudi Arabia. But with that spin and crash in quali, I wasn't expecting to, battle for the lead today, and in the end it was very close to the end of the race.
Yeah, obviously you didn't want to take too much risk, but because obviously the championship was on the line, but you had handled that incredibly well. Obviously, that's like redemption of what happened last season when you thought you won it across the line, and unfortunately it didn't happen near the end. But I think this is massive redemption of winning the championship. I do have a question though. Obviously, with your nearest rival not attending to this race, was this more satisfying or was it quite more disappointing to win it? Because obviously, you might, fantastic, you won the championship, but maybe not the way you wanted to.
No, I mean, I wasn't really, well, not really happy. It's not really the word. Like, I was very disappointed that Gijs didn't race these last 2 or 3 races because I really wanted, to have a good fight. But of course, on the other hand, I know what happened last season, where it came down to the last race, and there I was also having 30 points in the lead with maybe 4 races to go or 5. So, yeah, of course, I wanted to have a great title fight, but also securing the championship is a very nice feeling, and knowing that he wasn't here gave me uh, so much more less stress than I would have gotten if he was here. So yeah, it's a bit of both.
Yeah, I think we can understand that. Obviously, with people watching as well, wasn't really. It didn't seem like the bestest way to finish it, but either way, you've won it overall, which is still the main thing, as you can possibly win. And obviously, yeah, once again, my redemption of the season before, which it must feel bittersweet just to win this one. So congratulations on that. Obviously, we're heading to Abu Dhabi next time out. What's your thoughts going into that one, or is it just going to be like a very fun, quiet race for you, the next 2 races?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Of course, I'm still going to fight for the win because the season isn't over yet, and I will still want to win more races. And I'm pretty strong around Saudi Arabia. So yeah, I'm going to try and go for the win. Of course, I can take some more risk with penalty points and everything and crashes, which I won't do because it's not really, the best thing to do, crash. But yeah, I will just try to score as many points as I can. I think we also secured the Constructors' Championship this race. So yeah, uh, both championships secured. So I think I will just enjoy those last 2 races before next game.
Yeah, you might as well, because obviously next game is going to be a completely new thing for everyone. So yeah, enjoy this game while you can, with like 2 weeks of racing around here to go. But yeah, I'll leave you to it. Obviously, congratulations on winning the World Championship. You truly deserved it. And enjoy the last few races. Maybe see you in F1 for the last 2 races as well, just to see what your other competitors will be like in the near future.
Thank you very much, and thank you for commentating as always.
Thank you very much. Right, that is it for F2. Obviously, we've got 2 races to go, and it's still a lot to play for P2 in the championship, drivers and constructors as well. So hopefully you'll still be in tune for that. I feel more talkative now, more than I did at the beginning of the stream, so I do apologise. But this is your Miami Grand Prix. Um, my boy. As soon as I said that, my brain's just gone blank. But either way, that has been your race this evening. 2 races go. Last 2 will be Abu Dhabi, which is next weekend, and Saudi Arabia the week after that. But this has been Miami. We've got F1 tomorrow night, of course, with the fabulous James Head along, and I'm also alongside as well. So back-to-back commentators again this week. But that will be F1 tomorrow, 7 o'clock UK time. But for F2 this evening, this has been Michael F1 and Teal alongside me, who's just captured onto the race, and your F2 world champion, Yuri. So that's been F2 this evening. I will see you next time along.